Welcome back to Pharmacy News. Joining me now is Frank Sirianni, Managing Director of Medici Capital. Thanks for your time. Tell me a little bit about where pharmacists can go wrong in terms of investing.
Look, I think the main area that they can go wrong is in not doing their homework before they buy. And I think secondly, they don't, I think a lot of pharmacists are certainly not trained in business management or in financial management in that sense. And consequently, they don't focus on the assets in the pharmacy, what their skills are, and whether that's their team, their location, whether it's the services they offer. They get carried away with the process and don't look at the value proposition they give to their community. So I think they're some of the areas. And we're also finding that a lot of pharmacists are getting very deep into pharmaceutical services without really thinking about how that affects their business or how viable it is for them. And often they get carried away because they are pharmacists. They get very much carried away with the delivery of the professional services because that's what they love to do. Sure. But often that's not what their community is asking for. And they need to think about that. Now, I'm not suggesting they should move away from it, but they need to do that analysis.
So I guess in a nutshell, it's identifying their values and assets first and foremost, and then working from there.
And exploiting or getting the most value out of those assets. Now, as I say, often it's their team.
Sure.
Often it's their own skill. And we've got to focus on the outcomes or the vision that we want to achieve in our business rather than the process, the to-do lists and the day-to-day activities.
Sure. So how can a pharmacist improve the outcome of those investments?
Well, I think ultimately it's about understanding what drives business value. And in most pharmacies, there's three things that you've got to look at. Number one is you've got to understand that it's profit that drives value, and so you've got to focus on that. The second element, it's not just about the income, it's also about the risk associated with that income. So, if I was to say to you, well, you can earn $200,000, but you have to work 80 hours a week, well, you'd probably say, oh, that sounds okay, I'm probably happy to do it. But what if I said to you, you can earn $200,000 and you work 40 hours a week?
I'd say, pick me.
Yeah, you'd say, pick me. And the reason being is that the amount is the same, but the risk or the desirability of the hours is not the same. And so you've got to look at the quality of the income as well. So that's the issue about managing risk. And then the third, you've got to look at what are the value drivers in your particular business. And that may be growth, it may be the sustainability of your particular location, it may be an issue around competition. But I think those three fundamental things are very important.
It's an exciting industry. Do you see it as an optimistic industry?
Well, I'm by nature an optimist, and so I'm contaminated or biased by being an optimist. But look, pharmacy has been extraordinarily resilient. I've been involved in pharmacy since 1980, so you can do the numbers. And
when you were 20?
Yes. And the reality is that we've always had these challenges. Business is about challenges. I get up every day and I've got a new issue to deal with in my business. So the reality is that we've just got to accept that the future is bright. The 6th CPA has been very, very good for pharmacy so far. Obviously the dollar discount has been a bit of a game changer, and it's changing the whole fabric of what we're doing, and I suspect that in the long term it's causing pharmacists and pharmacy owners to rethink what their specific offer in the community is, which is a good thing. Absolutely. We need to rethink what business we're in. We need to think about what business we want to be in, because we've got a 5-year window within which to develop a new horizon. And that's the exciting bit about pharmacy. We really do have, the world's our oyster if we're prepared to take it. And I think we've got to just step up to the game and make it work.
Frank, thank you so much for your time. We could sit and chat for ages.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. We'll be back with more pharmacy news shortly.